WordPress is a high-profile target for hackers across the globe. It's a very well-known piece of software, and many attackers have found vulnerabilities that allow them to deface or destroy WordPress sites, and potentially even more dangerous attacks. It's very common for lots of comment spam on a WordPress site. These comments can contain dangerous links that contain malware or phishing attempts against your readers and yourself. There are ways of combating this, however. Akismet, for instance, is a plugin that comes with WordPress that does a good job of alleviating a lot of this comment spam. However, Akismet does require that you create an account with them and get an API key in order to activate the plugin. There are other plugins that try to tackle the spam problem though. Anti-Spam Bee is one of these. It has advanced tracking mechanisms to check if a comment is spam and stores no data on remote servers, which is always a concern for a security-minded individual. However, before you install any plugins, you should take some time to research said plugin. WordPress doesn't do background checks on plugin developers. The best research you can do is search the plugin on the WordPress plugins page. Let's look at the Jetpack page, for instance. The part we're most interested in is the ratings column. Jetpack has 3.8 out of 5 stars, which sounds worse than it is. If we go and look at the 1-star reviews, we can see that most of these are people having issues with conflicts with other plugins or themes. That's not necessarily the plugin's fault, and these ratings should primarily be dismissed, especially if there are replies from the developer asking for more information so that whatever issue was encountered can be fixed. Remember, software is a fickle animal and it doesn't always work as described. There are lots of variables at play, especially in WordPress, and just because something doesn't quite work correctly doesn't mean that it's broken and will never be fixed. It simply means that there is further development to be done to iron out those bugs. No developer can test their plugin against every theme and every other plugin on the market. Be kind to the plugin developers and they will be kind to you, usually. All that being said, if you see lots of bad reviews from a plugin stating that it doesn't work or that their security was compromised in some fashion, avoid the plugin at all costs. The rating system for WordPress is quite good, and there are plenty of people that actively review plugins often, so it's wise to rely on the experience of others in this case. Also, never install a plugin that did not come from the WordPress search unless you're very sure that it is trustworthy. A simple Google search should give you those answers. That's the basics of plugins. I hope that you can now feel confident enough to go out, try some plugins, and make some interesting sites with them. Our next chapter will focus on users and roles.